We had just moved into a new apartment on the outskirts of the city. The forest was visible from the window, a stone's throw away. In August, I looked out the window and saw people coming out of the forest with full baskets. Mushrooms had appeared, and I wanted to go into the forest to pick mushrooms. My husband did not support me, he stayed home with the child. I took a bucket, a knife and went. The road went past the fields to the collective gardens. The forest began right behind the field sown with rye. I almost ran into the forest. I thought that the mushrooms were waiting for me right there, under the first bush, but the further I went into the forest, the more anxious I became. At first, I tried to keep the field road in sight and focused on the sounds of the highway, which passed to the left of me. Then I myself did not understand how I got distracted. The path in the forest became narrower and narrower. I stopped, caught my breath, thought that there were no more mushrooms in the forest. They had ended and decided to turn back, but it was not to be. The forest behind me rose up like a wall. I had just passed here, and now I can't. I had to go around the thick bushes, so I turned left, then again, and again. The road disappeared from view. The forest became suspiciously quiet, and then I became so scared that the hair on my head stood on end and my legs became weak. Suddenly I heard the cracking of branches and thought that one of the mushroom pickers was walking nearby, so I followed the noise. I found myself on the path again. I was happy. I walked, waving my bucket, only suddenly there was a squelching sound under my feet. I stopped again, looked closely and realized that I was standing at the edge of a swamp, and the one who was walking ahead and flashing through the trees was standing in the reeds, right in the center of this swamp, someone green, like a high hummock on legs. And then it dawned on me that all this was for a reason. I said out loud that I didn't need the mushrooms and asked to let me out. The hummock grunted, contentedly, almost joyfully. I turned around and took off running. How I ran from there! There was only a whistling sound in my ears. 5 minutes later the path led me to the road. I turned around. The forest was sparse, translucent, as if I had gotten lost in 3 pines. Since then I have never set foot in the forest alone. Scary,